may, so please your grace.
I am sorry for you. You are called to answer a stony adversary, an inhuman wretch incapable of mercy, empty and void from any dram of pity. Go and call the Jew into the court.
He is ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
Make room and let him stand before our face. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadst the fashion of this malice to the last hour of act, and then, 'tis thought, thou show thy mercy more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty, and where thou now exacts the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only loose the forfeiture, but, touched by human gentleness and love, forgive a moiety of the principal. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew.
I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. I swear there is no power in the decrees of Venice to alter me. Are you answered?
This is no answer, thou freely man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty.
I am not bound to please thee with my answers.
Do all men kill the things they do not love?
Hates any man the thing he would not kill?
Every offence is not a hate at first.
What? Wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
I pray. Think you answer with the Jew? You may as well go stand upon the beach and bid the flood bait its usual height. You may as well use question with the wolf, why is made the ewe bleat for the lamb. You may as well do anything most hard as seek to soften that, in which what's harder? His Jewish heart. Therefore I do beseech the court. Let me have my judgment in the Jew's will. For thy 3,000 ducats, here are 6.
If every ducat in 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them. I would have my bond.
How can thou hope for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? The pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought. 'Tis mine, and I will have it. If you deny me, fie upon your law.
Upon my power I may dismiss this court, unless Bellario, a learned doctor whom I have sent for to determine this, comes here today.
My lord, a messenger with letters from the doctor. You come from Padua.
Bring this message, call the messenger.
Good cheer, Antonio. Courage, yet. This Jew shall have my flesh, blood, bones and all, ere you lose from me one drop of blood.
Came you from Padua, from Bellario?
From both, my lord, Bellario greets your grace.
Why dost thou whet thy knife so earnestly?
To cut the forfeiture from that bankrupt there.
Not on thy soul, but on my soul, harsh Jew. Thou makest thy knife keen, but no metal can. No, not the hangman's axe bear half the keenness of thy sharp envy. Can no prayers pierce thee?
No, none that thou hast wit enough to make.
Oh, be thou damned, inexorable dog, and for thy life let justice be accused. Thou almost makest me waver in my faith, to hold opinion with Pythagoras that the souls of animals infuse themselves into the trunks of men. For thy desires are wolvish, bloody, starved, and ravenous.
Till thou canst rain a seal from off my bond, thou but offends thy lungs to speak so loud. Repair thy wit, good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruin. I stand here for law.
This letter doth commend a scholar to this court. Where is he?
He attended here hard by, to know your answer, whether you admit him.
With all my heart. Meantime, the court shall hear this letter, what it entreats.
Your grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter, I am very sick. But in the instant that your messenger came, in loving visitation was with me a young doctor of Rome. His name is Balthasar. I acquainted him with the cause and controversy between the Jew and Antonio the merchant. We turned over many books together. He is furnished with my opinion, which, better with his own learning, the greatness whereof I cannot enough commend, comes with them at my importunity, to fill up your grace's request in my stead. I beseech you, let his lack of years be no impediment to let him lack a reverent estimation, for I never knew so young a body with so old a head. I leave him to your gracious acceptance, whose trial shall better publish his commendation.
You hear the good Bellario, what he writes, and here I take it is the scholar come. Give me your hand. Are you acquainted with the matter which brings us here today?
I am informed thoroughly of the cause. Which is the merchant here, and which the Jew?
Antonio and old Shylock both stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow, yet in such rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. You stand in his danger, do you not?
Aye, so he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful?
On what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth, as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives, and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch much better than his crown. His sceptre shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute of God himself, and earthly power doth then show likest gods when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which, if thou follow, this strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there.
My deeds upon my head, I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yes, here I tender him in the court. Yea, twice the sum. I beseech you, rest for once the law to your authority, and do a great right, do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil at his will.
It must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established. It will be recorded for a precedent, and many an error by the same example will rush into the state. It cannot be.
Daniel come to judgment, yea, Daniel, wise young judge, how I do honour thee.
I pray, let me look upon the bond.
Here it is, noble judge, here it is.
Shylock, there's thrice thy money offered thee.
An oath! An oath, I have an oath in heaven. Shall I make perjury upon my soul? No, not for Venice.
Why, this bond is forfeit, and lawfully by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh, to be by him cut off nearest the merchant's heart. Oh, be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid according to the tenor, I charge you by the law, proceed to judgment. By my soul I swear there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay here on my bond.
Most heartily I do beseech the court, give the judgment.
Why then, thus it is. You must prepare your bosom for his knife.
Oh, noble judge, oh, excellent young man.
For the intent and purpose of the law hath full relation to the penalty, which here appeareth due upon the bond.
Excellent young man, a wise young judge.
Therefore, lay bare your bosom.
His breast, so says the bond. Doth it not, noble judge? Nearest his heart. Those are the very words.
It is so. Are there balance here to weigh the flesh?
I have them ready.
Have by some surgeon, Shylock, on your charge, to stop his wounds, lest he do bleed to death.
Is it so nominated in the bond?
It is not so expressed, but what of that? 'Twere good you do so much for charity.
I cannot find it. It is not in the bond.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most noble judge, the sentence. Come, prepare.
Tarry a little. There is something else. This bond doth give thee here no jot of blood. The words expressly are, a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond. Take thou thy pound of flesh, but in the cutting it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are by the laws of Venice confiscated unto the state of Venice.
Oh, upright judge, mark Jew. Oh, learned judge.
Is that the law?
Thyself shalt see the act, for as thou urgest justice, be assured thou shalt have justice. more than thou desirest.
Oh, upright judge, marked you, a learned judge.
I take this offer then. Pay the bond price and let the Christian go.
Here's the money.
Soft. The Jew shall have all justice, soft, no haste. He shall have nothing but the penalty.
Oh, Jew, an upright judge, a learned judge.
Therefore prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less nor more, but just a pound of flesh. If the scale do turn but in the estimation of a hair, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscated.
A second Daniel, a Daniel Jew. Now, infidel, I have you on the hip.
Give me my principal and let me go.
Here's the money. Here it is.
He hath refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice and his bond.
Shall I not have paid my principal?
Thou shalt have nothing but the forfeiture, to be so taken at thy peril, Jew.
A second Daniel. As Daniel still say I thank thee, Jew, for teaching me that word.
Why then the devil bring you good of it. I stay no longer question.
Tarry, Jew. The law hath yet another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice, if it be proved against an alien that by direct or indirect attempts he seeks the life of any citizen, the power against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods. The other half comes to the privy coffer of the state, and the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only against all other voice, in which predicament I say thou standst. Down, therefore, and beg the mercy of the Duke.
Beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself. And yet, thy worth being forfeit unto the state of Venice, thou hast not left the value of a cord. Therefore thou must be hanged at the state's charge.
That thou shalt see the difference of our spirits, I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth, it is Antonio's, the other half would come to the general state, which humbleness shall drive unto a fine.
Aye, for the state, not for Antonio.
Nay, take my life and all. Pardon not that. You take my life when you take the profit that sustained my life. You take my house when you take the profit that sustained my house.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
A halter, gratis, nothing else for God's sake.
So please, my lord, the Duke and all the court, to quit the fine for one half of his goods, I am content. So he will let me use the other half to render upon his death until the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. Two things provided more. That for this favour he do presently become a Christian. The other, that he do record a gift here in the court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter.
Ye shall do this, or else I do recant the favour which of late I granted.
Art thou contented, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Clerk, draw a deed of gift.
I pray you, give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me and I will sign it.
Be gone, but do it.
In christening, thou shouldst have 2 godfathers. Had I been judge, thou shouldst have had 10 more, to bring thee to the gallows, not the font.